Welcome to an exciting learning experience. English is an essential language in today's world, but learning it doesn't have to be boring. One of the best ways to improve your English is through storytelling. When you read or listen to a story, you naturally absorb new vocabulary, understand sentence structures, and develop better comprehension skills. 1. Vocabulary building. By reading new words in context, you learn how to use them correctly. 2. Grammar and sentence structure. Stories show how sentences are formed, making it easier to apply correct grammar. 3. Reading and listening skills. Following a story improves both reading and listening comprehension. 4. Engagement and interest. A well-written story keeps you engaged, making learning enjoyable. 5. Imagination and expression. As you read, you visualize the scenes, which helps you remember words and phrases better. Now, let's begin an engaging and emotional story about a missing daughter. The vanishing of little Aisha. It was a cold winter evening in the bustling city of Lahore. The streets were filled with people hurrying home, their faces hidden behind scarves and coats. Among them was a woman named Sarah, a devoted mother of a 6-year-old girl named Aisha. Aisha was a bright, cheerful child with sparkling brown eyes and a smile that could melt the coldest hearts. Sarah and Aisha had a daily routine. Every evening, after Sarah returned from work, she would take Aisha to the nearby park. The park was Aisha's favorite place. She loved the swings, the slides, and most of all, feeding the pigeons near the fountain. That evening was no different. Sarah held Aisha's tiny hand as they walked to the park, chatting about her school day. "Mama, today I learned a new word in English." Aisha beamed. "Oh really? What word?" Sarah asked with a smile. "Adventure. It means an exciting journey." Sarah laughed. "That's a wonderful word. Life itself is an adventure, my dear." Little did Sarah know that the greatest adventure of her life was about to begin, a terrifying one. The disappearance. As soon as they reached the park, Aisha ran toward the swings. Sarah sat on a bench, watching her with a content smile. She took out her phone to check some messages. It was only for a few moments, just a few seconds of distraction. When she looked up again, Aisha was gone. Panic surged through Sarah's veins. She stood up, scanning the entire park. "Aisha?" she called out, her voice shaking. And no answer. She ran to the swings, empty. She checked near the slide, nothing. The fountain, no sign of her. A horrible fear gripped her heart. She started asking people, "Have you seen my daughter? She's 6 years old, wearing a blue dress." Some people shook their heads, others looked around helplessly. A kind old man placed a hand on her shoulder. "Calm down, Beta, maybe she just wandered off. Let's check the nearby street." Sarah's mind raced with worst-case scenarios. Had someone taken her? Was she lost? She couldn't breathe, but she had to stay strong. She called the police. Within minutes, officers arrived and started questioning people. They checked CCTV footage from nearby shops, but there was no clear answer. Aisha had vanished into thin air. A mother's desperate search. Sarah couldn't sleep that night. Every time she closed her eyes, she saw Aisha's smiling face. Her home, once filled with laughter, now echoed with silence. She went to the police station early in the morning. "Any news?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper. The officer shook his head. "We're doing our best, ma'am. We've alerted all units and posted her description online." Sarah refused to sit still. She printed posters of Aisha and went door to door, asking strangers if they had seen her little girl. Some people sympathized, while others simply shook their heads. Days turned into weeks. Hope began to fade, but Sarah did not give up. Then, one evening, a breakthrough came. The mysterious clue. A young boy, no older than 10, knocked on Sarah's door. "Auntie, I think I saw Aisha," he said hesitantly. Sarah's heart pounded. "Where? When?" "In an old house near the railway station. A man brings a girl there at night. I wasn't sure, but she looked like your daughter." Sarah rushed to the police with the information. The officers immediately organized a raid. As they stormed the abandoned house, Sarah held her breath. Would she find Aisha, or was this another dead end? Then, she heard a familiar voice. Mama, tears blurred Sarah's vision as she ran forward. There, in the dim light, stood Aisha, her blue dress dirty but her eyes still bright. Sarah scooped her into her arms, sobbing with relief. My baby, my little adventure seeker. The police arrested the man who had taken her, a known criminal involved in child trafficking. Aisha had been moments away from being taken to another city, but fate had other plans. A mother's lesson. That night, as Sarah tucked Aisha into bed, she whispered, "You were so brave." Aisha smiled. "I remembered what you said, Mama. Life is an adventure, and I knew you would find me." Sarah kissed her forehead, "And I always will." From that day on, Sarah made sure to hold Aisha's hand a little tighter, watch her a little closer, but she also taught her a valuable lesson: how to stay safe, how to ask for help, and most importantly, to never lose hope, because no matter how dark the journey, a mother's love will always find the way. This story also shows how reading can improve English. If you understood the story, you learned new words, improved your comprehension, and engaged with the language naturally. Keep reading, and your English will get better with every story.